Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of Open Book Besties. I'm Misty Walker.
And I'm Kay Webster.
And we are coming at you today to talk about websites.
Yes. So many authors, it still blows my mind that they don't sell things from their website. And I really feel like they're leaving money on the table by not doing that.
For sure. So you didn't always sell from your website. I remember the time that you did not.
Mm-hmm.
What started you? Like, what was the moment that you were like, I've got to start doing that?
Well, I feel like that, back then I didn't even know it was a thing, but whenever my books got banned and people couldn't buy them anywhere else, I realized if I want to sell these and get these to the readers, I have to do it. And so that kind of like forced me into selling it. But then once I realized, I needed to do my banned books, I realized that people were there to buy like signed books of my non-banned books and like whatever other goodies that I had. So for me, it was like,
Out of necessity.
yeah, but looking back, I wish someone would have just told me to do it anyway, like I didn't I was forced into it, and so I had to scramble to get everything like ready, but had somebody said this is what you need to do and kind of like from the get-go, I could have done so much more and had things more organized and if I had just done it like as a newbie author,
Right. Yeah. Instead of having to throw it up like within 24 hours or whatever.
Right.
Um, so a lot of authors, what they do is they have those Google Forms that they open up once every, however long. They collect all their orders, then they order their books, and then they ship them out, and that takes time. And it also is assuming that the reader has money at that moment for those books.
Right.
And I think that makes you lose customers.
Right. And you're also putting more work on yourself because instead of, getting a few book orders a day or a week or whatever, you're, cramming hundreds of book orders on one run like twice a year. And so like you're spending all week just doing nothing but processing just tons and tons and tons of book orders. And then you're also filling out invoices to send to people, and that stuff takes a long time to
A lot
do,
of time.
whereas if you have it on your website, it's all like integrated through the plugins and they purchase it, pay the money, and then all you have to do is fulfill the order. So it's definitely better to sell them
Yeah.
year round.
Yes. Yes. And so you use WordPress,
Right.
right?
Right.
And then do you have like a professional add-on? Do you
I
know?
have I
Because I know
have
that Nicole works for.
yeah, I have WooCommerce, which is my plugin that I
Mm.
use, and it integrates into PayPal or whatever. They like link up. And so like that's my platform or
That's your
plugin that
setup.
I use.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you use that one?
I don't. I use Wix.
Okay.
Um, and then with a professional add-on. And I think it's like I'm gonna say $49 a year to
Mhm.
have that professional add-on
Mhm.
to sell the books, but it more than pays for itself.
Absolutely. I mean, absolutely. Like depending on whatever you're doing to get people to your website, sometimes you will do something that like gets a flood, like a TikTok that has a flood that is coming to your website. So, I mean, and then you're like inundated with like, tons of sales and whatever you put into it is basically like paid for right then.
Yeah. Um, I have built kind of my TikTok platform. I feel like I've kind of cornered myself into this because I started doing the pack and order with my videos because I saw like people, making candles and filming it and packing orders or crystals. My kid is addicted to watching those like pack and order crystal videos. And
Mhm.
I thought that would be really cool. I could do that. And right away it took off. I
Mhm.
don't even know if these people read a lot of times. Like, I feel like because it's not my typical normal readers that are ordering from me.
Right.
It's people when my TikToks hit the For You page,
Mhm.
but then I have them and they
Right.
come back
Right.
and they're invested, you know, and they
Mhm.
want the new book. They want, you
Right.
know, whatever.
Well,
So
and I was going to say what goes back to what you were saying about where people aren't ready to buy at that moment if you're just opening up a Google form. Well, the good thing about when you sell from your website is you get a lot of repeat customers, and maybe every payday they're coming in to buy a book or two, you know? And so like you said, they're coming back for more and on their own terms when they've got the money, and then they can spend it instead of, okay, around Christmas time I'm doing an order and try to come up with, $100 for this bundle or whatever, so
right.
it works better, for the readers, I think.
Yeah. And it's not easy.
No.
Like it does take a lot of work and a lot of planning.
Right.
I still have not mastered the art of inventory.
Yeah.
I
Well,
run out of paperbacks a lot, even when I'm positive that I have enough. I
right.
still run out.
Right. And that is a good problem to have. I mean, that just shows that you're burning through your inventory because you're selling. And, are you running ads for your website? No, it's all
No.
organic. Like all
Mhm.
of the stuff that you're getting that's driving to your website is organic, and that's because you're doing it. All you're doing is showing people what you have to offer. All they need to do is see that you have it and it's available for them, and then they want it. And there's no magic formula to it. It's just, you've created your way of doing it. I've created my way of doing it, but uh, the main takeaway for that is that we are telling people that we're doing it. Like it's not
Yeah.
just out there. I mean, we actively tell people we've got signed books on our website. We've got, pack an order with me or whatever. And so, the more you do that and put it out there, the more people go, "Ooh, that looks cool. Ooh, I want that. Ooh, I like that swag. Ooh, I like that pin. Ooh, I like her voice, and I want her to pack my order on, a live TikTok."
Yeah. And then people um will take videos or pictures of their orders and what they got in it, and that creates a buzz. People see
Right.
that and they're like, oh yeah, I want that too. And
Right. It's word of mouth because I mean that's the whole thing is very organic, and then the word of mouth is great because that's like the social proof. Like I ordered, I got this, it came really fast, it was packaged really well, I got all these goodies, I'm so like in love with these, then I read the books, they were amazing, I can't wait to order more. And then the friend is like, oh wow, like I know her, she's my friend and she did this and she's so happy, well I want to be happy too, and then they go buy it, so it's very, I don't know. People are absolutely leaving money on the table if they don't do this.
yeah, because the margin is much higher for you
Mhm.
when you're selling it yourself. Number one, you can set your own price point. um, you can choose how you want to do shipping. Which how do you do priority as well?
Right. Yeah. We do priority just because we like it to go really fast, and it's the easiest way for me because it's just one price,
Mhm.
whereas I don't have to measure and do all that stuff. I do know that people do that. Like I think Willow Winters measures or her people measure or whatever for the different boxes. So it's something that it's all integrated with the little plugins and stuff that you can do. Like it's a way to do it, but I just do the flat rate because it's easy.
Yeah, I do
So
too. But I think we're actually going to be switching next week, not away from priority, but I am going to be changing the way that I'm um, pricing out shipping to free shipping,
mhm,
and then just upping the cost of my books a little bit,
mhm,
because I am too dumb to figure out how to make it charge the right shipping when I do bundles,
right.
which
And
maybe somebody can help me with that, because when you have a bundle,
mhm,
the things like, oh, that's one item,
right.
you know,
Right. And that's
I
exactly what
can't
I
figure
had
it
to
out.
do. I had it before where I had different price points and I was running into the same thing. So I basically know that like if it's a bundle of 6 books, it's not going to fit in an envelope for me. So it's going to be in like a medium flat rate box,
Medium.
and that's going to charge me XYZ. So then I figure out, okay, well, this is the price of my bundle plus this, what the price will be with that inside of it. And then essentially it's free shipping. So people just, they love that. It's just one price, and and then they get it in a couple of days.
Yeah. Yeah. People are always amazed by how fast we are.
Right. Well, and
But neither one of us like to have orders just sitting there. It kind of drives us
no,
nuts.
no. And I mean, I will have been like sick or with a migraine or whatever. And I'm like, okay, we still got to get these book orders out because
Yeah.
A, I don't want them piling up. And B, that's my reputation, like as a good customer service person. Like I
Yeah.
want them out there, and I want people to talk about how fast it was. Like that fills my cup,
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It does me too. It's not just like for the readers. I don't just do this for the readers. I live for packing orders. I love making swag. I love, putting new things in. I
Well,
love that part of it.
this is more of like the personal side of it. Like, when people buy your ebooks, you don't know who's out there buying your ebooks, but when
Right.
somebody places an order on your website and they're like, "Oh, please make this to Queen Becky," or whatever, and you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, Queen Becky, is it your
Yeah.
birthday?" or whatever, and it's like you feel connected to them because you're getting to see each individual customer. And and then when they order again, Queen Becky, it's like, "Oh,
I remember
Queen
you.
Becky ordered again," or whatever.
Yeah.
And she got these stickers last time. Let's throw in these stickers because we
Mhm.
remember that, we don't want to give her the same ones or whatever. So, it's just, I don't know. I just think I like that personalized thing. And that's part of what makes me enjoy it. Same thing as
I do
you.
too. Maybe this isn't so much like everybody needs to do this. Maybe this is like a us problem because we just have like this
You're right.
this need to be one-on-one with the reader in that
Right.
way.
Yeah. Well, and some people don't, they get overwhelmed by the whole like post office thing and everything. And that's how I was in the beginning. Like I hated doing the orders because I was going to have to go to the post office. Well, then I figured out that I could do it through stamps.com. That's who I use. And they, you can tell them to come pick it up.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like
Yeah.
life changing for me. I mean, I went from hating it to being like, yes, let's get them over here to pick
I
up our
told
stuff.
you about that too, and you're like, I don't know. At first, I'm like, just have them. They come to your door. Just
Yeah.
have them come to your door, and you're like, I don't know. I think it's just easier if Holly
No.
goes and drops them
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, Holly. Poor Holly. Yeah, once she started realizing that we could have them pick up, she was like, yes.
Yeah,
And I mean, my news people, my post office people, they're really nice, so they never complain.
yeah, I use Shippo, and I think you can schedule it through there, but I don't. I just go to the post USPS.com and schedule it there. But it's just so easy, and I think that you're right. It's so much easier to have a couple of orders a day or a couple orders a week than it is to have 100 all at one time.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, and that's what I like about it is I'm just constantly doing it, just a little bit here and there. And then, but then there's also ways that, the thing I like about having sales on my website is, like on Amazon, you've got to wait a couple months for your earnings. But literally you can go on TikTok and do a pack and order, and all these people start buying all these books, and then boom, you've got a couple $1,000s just sitting there waiting for you to
Yeah.
do whatever. And of course, you got to pay for your postage and your books and all that stuff. But it's like instant gratification to me, like I get to see my money and I get to use it to turn around and buy more books or swag or whatever. And there's none of this hurry up and wait. Like it's just there,
Yeah.
and there's been times where I'm like, I really would like to get rid of some of these books. I'll do a sale. And then like explode my website with sales. I know you've done that before when you've done a sale before. Just explode your website, and then you've got a zillion orders. And so I don't know. I just feel like there's like I have more control maybe over
Yeah.
my earnings. I don't know.
You want control? That's so weird. That's
I
so
know.
unlike you.
Right.
What was I gonna say? I don't even know. But
Well, last year, my website, now this is
oh
just
yeah, this is what I was
revenue.
gonna ask you.
Oh, I was just gonna say it pulled in almost 100K in revenue, but I had to do shipping and the cost of the
Right.
books and all of that. But still, that was a lot of money to be coming through my website for no advertising. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
just that is
So
all organic traffic. So,
yeah.
I mean, and same thing with you. You were saying that it's like right under Amazon, just barely on your earnings. And people don't realize it's like, this is a huge like income thing if you are ready to work it. I mean, you just have to set some systems in place because you've got to do it every couple of days or whatever, however you set it up. But I mean, it's to me, I'm like, it's a no-brainer. Like, why wouldn't I want to make more money?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like you can double your income or triple your income, if you're doing it right, if you have enough books, if you can reach your customers,
Mhm.
your readers, then it's absolutely possible to do that
Right.
through just by selling paperbacks.
Hmm.
And also, Amazon and Barnes and Noble are notorious for just throwing your books inside of a box, and then you have all these books that are dinged up, and now I have a way to sell those too because I've
Right.
put them up for a discount up on my website, and they go like that.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah. And that is absolutely true. Like we collect them, all the dents and dings, and even if they're just a little bit dented, like I try to only send out like the creme de la creme to my readers who buy stuff because I want them to like have this level of like high quality when they order from me. And so anything that's remotely like dinged or whatever, I
Dinged.
stick in a pile. But I know I'm going to sell those. And you actually do a dent and scratch on your website. We do it differently because Holly will bundle them and then she goes into my group and sells them as bundles. And then she'll only have like 10 bundles because she'll do like 4 or 5 books or whatever in each one. And then she'll invoice those 10 people or whatever. But still, I mean, you're talking like, get unload like 40 or 50 damaged books in 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Holly freaks out. She's like, literally, those went in 5 minutes, Christy. Like sold out. And I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And so then I got rid of my, of course they're at a discount for them. But then I got rid of my dinged books that I didn't think they were perfect, but these people just want to read the book. They don't
Yeah.
need a perfect book. Like some people aren't just all about collecting and put it on a shelf. Like a lot of people actually read their paperbacks. So,
So
you know,
weird.
I know.
Do you read your paperbacks? You read your like self-help paperbacks.
Absolutely. Yes. And then I dog ear them. But as far as like, it's very rare that I will read a fiction book. I
Paperback.
will collect it and then
Hmm.
listen to the audiobook or read the ebook. So,
Yeah, that's what I do. None of the books on my shelves have ever been like opened any more than seeing the signature page. Like that's it.
right.
And that's like the trend right now, right? Is having paperbacks and having a pretty shelf. And I
Right.
mean, as much as like writing is our passion and we enjoy, getting our stories out and stuff, it's still a
Mhm.
business. And
Right.
you have to have that business mind if you want to, further your career.
Right. Right.
So,
Well, and then the thing about it is too is like you with the paperbacks when you're selling them on your website, with TikTok and stuff, people are so visual and when they get it, it's like they can hold it up, they can show it and it's like that kind of sells it for you for somebody else because then they see the pretty cover and I don't know, people also want that tangible thing in their hands. And so, and then if you people don't realize that so many people go looking for the author's website first
mhm,
because maybe they don't all buy from Amazon or maybe they maybe all your books are in Kindle Unlimited but this person wants a paperback and they don't want to buy through Amazon and they want to go to your website, and or whatever. So it's like your website you really have to like make it your hub so that if they
yeah,
wanted to buy the signed paperbacks from you, like so many people would rather buy it from the author straight than to go to Amazon or whatever and even pay a little bit more to get it from the author because then they'll get the goodies and it's signed and it's just
right.
more special to them. So,
And it's smart to train your readers to go to your website
yeah.
because if God forbid anything should happen like it did with you and you don't have a way to sell your book, you've already got these readers trained to come to you first anyway.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So that just
Yeah.
makes business sense as
Well,
well.
and we started, and I know people say don't do this or whatever. They always say like put all the links for all the books on your posts and stuff like that, or you'll do like a book linker page or whatever. I just started linking to my product page and
Because you
my
sell
website.
ebooks as well.
Yeah, and so I have it'll go to the book, and then it'll have like Amazon, Barnes and Noble, blah blah blah. I have all the links there for them, little buttons, and then it'll also have signed paperback, audiobook. Like I just put them all there, and that way, I don't know. I like the
That's
idea of them,
so super smart to train them to go to your website first.
right, and then they can pick out wherever they want to go. But it's sending the traffic to my website, and if less people click that because they'd rather go to Amazon, well, that's just the risk I'm going to take. But like you said, most of my readers know that the good stuff's over on my website, so they want to go over there and check out and see what's going on. So,
and that helps your SEO too.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
Getting traffic on there. That's smart. I think I'm going to start doing that. I didn't ever even think about that.
Yeah, so I just basically have like my, book landing page, I guess, and it has all the stuff. And then if it is the way mine's set up is if it is on Amazon, it'll even pull in the like the preview. You can like see a preview on my website. So it'll have like everything that they could possibly want to know all on the same page. And then it'll take them to the signed paperbacks or, whatever. But I don't know. I just started doing that like recently and taking off all those other links and just doing it to my website. Cause I mean, I'd rather them go there and buy for me first.
Yeah.
And eventually I want to put all my ebooks up there. I've slowly been working on those, but eventually I want to add all of my ebooks that are not in Kindle Unlimited on my website so they can also buy there.
Explain how that works. How does that work when you sell a digital copy of something?
Well, there's different ways. Some people do BookFunnel, so they'll like pay through your site and then it'll send them over to BookFunnel to download the book. And they have certain things to like protect against piracy and stuff like that. For me, the way I do it is I have it to where I have like a little thing in my website on the back end where I plug in the Mobi and the EPUB, which soon we won't need the Mobi because they're fixing to do away with those, but I'll plug in the EPUB, and then whenever they buy the book, it sends them an email with the files that they can send over to their device or open to their device. So my way is probably less protected against pirates, but I mean, quite frankly, everything's getting pirated anyway. So I feel like most people that are going to come to my website and buy it aren't doing it for pirating purposes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And the people that are pirating had no intention of ever purchasing your book anyway.
And they know how to get it off of Amazon anyway. So it's kind of like if they can pull it off Amazon and pirate it, then they can, whatever. So I just figure I'm not going to worry about the pirates and just worry about my readers who are good, honest people. And one concern someone told me one time was like, well, how do you know that they're not just buying one book and sending it to all their friends? They don't do that. Like I've had readers, like I'll see multiple purchases of the same book and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'll email them and I'll say, I saw that you bought The Wild 4 times. I'll refund you those other 3 times. And they're like, no, those are for my friends. So, I mean, they literally are honest and go in there. And so that's why I don't let the fear of piracy like run my business, because if I did, it would just make it a little bit more complicated to get the ebooks to the readers and stuff. So I just do it in the way that works for me, that's easiest for me. And, it's those ebooks sell really well on my website. Like really well, like, and like this month, I don't know who was talking about The Wild and the free together at the same time, but I was selling those ebooks like hotcakes, like boom, 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 boom. And it was when I was sick So I was like, thank goodness, because I didn't have to process the book orders. Because every time PayPal dings me, it's like an order, and I'll think, okay, let's see what kind of order this is. But these were all ebooks, so I didn't have to do anything. It was
Yeah.
just straight passive income. Like I didn't have to do anything, and it just sent it out. Now, occasionally we have somebody that doesn't know how to get the ebook to their device.
To their device, yeah.
But there is an email on my website that says if you need help, click here. And there's also instructions. A lot of times they try to do the instructions first, and then if they still can't figure it out, then they email us. And so there is a little bit of tech support compared to 5 years ago when the Wild came out. It's like
That was
0.01%.
so funny.
But
That
that
was
was
so funny.
you remember, like, I was inundated with tech support because we were like, that was like the pioneer days. Like, we were
Yeah.
just figuring out how to do this, and nobody was tech savvy like they are now. Everybody's tech savvy now, but back then, just 5 years
Nobody
ago,
was,
nobody
yeah.
knew what to do.
It was so like we had to like tag team it because there were
Yes.
so many people that couldn't figure out how to get it onto their device.
But we, like you said, we trained them, and then they trained each other, and then they
Yeah.
trained each other, and now everybody pretty much knows how to. And then like places like Eden Books came along, who
Mhm.
also sold this way, and then they trained their readers too. So it was
Yeah.
kind of like a ripple effect. And so now if somebody gets confused and they post it in a group and says, I bought this ebook from Kay Webster and I can't get it, oh my gosh, I'm freaking out, then like 27 people will pop in and go, all you got to do is this, or
Yeah.
PM me and I'll help you, or whatever. And I don't even really have to be the tech support so much anymore. And I've even taught Holly how to be tech support, which is way outside of her wheelhouse, like this kind of stuff. But I've even taught her how to do it so she can field some of those inquiries that come along. So, but it's
Yeah.
worth it.
Someday when I'm not chained to Kindle Unlimited.
I feel like you're
Then
you're
I'll do
making
that.
I mean, you're already seeing
Getting
that.
there.
Yeah, you're already seeing that you can sell from your website and it competes with Amazon. So it's kind of like, you know,
Yeah, for sure.
and randomly I had a whole bunch of sales on Barnes and Noble. Like they're usually just kind of like a little
Whatever.
amount for me, and
Yeah.
I did really well this month, and I was like, okay, well, I don't know where y'all came from, but thank you. I know where they
Go
came
off,
from. TikTok.
man. Yeah. Probably. Yeah, for sure. I just barely got all of my biker books up on Barnes and Noble. And I was so happy to see them up there. Like you could, just to search for them and have them there, it felt pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then I just got them all up on the Ingram Sparks too. So
Yeah. And see, now you could take your, go to Birdie's Biker on your website and you've got your little Amazon link, but now you can also do a Barnes and Noble link. Even though it just goes to the paperback, you could still have that link on there because someone might be like, oh, I like Barnes and Noble, let me go over there. And then they can click over it and buy the paperback.
Yeah.
So
Yep, I was pretty excited. Someday my ebooks will be there too.
one day, well, mine are, I mean, I still, besides my band books, I think I've only got one up so far. I think I have Apartment 2B. That's it. That's all I got. That's like my non-band book. Yeah, but I've sold it. So people actually, I mean, they're not just there for the band books. They will also buy the other books too. So it just takes a long time for me because I have such a giant backlist that, I'm slowly having Holly like update all these things, but it just takes me a while. That's what I'm saying. If someone would start off, so say they're like a baby author and they've got this first book coming out, or they've got like 2 or 3 books under their belt, it's like now is the time to really just start building that before it's too overwhelming. Because if it's too overwhelming, then you just keep putting it off. Like, I don't want to deal with it. It's too much. It takes too much time. But if you start with 1 book or 3 books, it's like, okay, I'm going to go and make sure that all the paperbacks are set up and I've, whatever. And another thing I was going to tell you, because I was just thinking about this, but you and I both do this, and it's bundles. We sell bundles, and what that is we take not just a series. So like you could take your RBMC series, like all 5 books. Yeah, I got them here. And put them as like a bundle for, one price for all of them, and maybe like a little bit of a discount or whatever. And then people love those, and it doesn't have to just be a series. Like I've got like a gay romance bundle, so it's like all my gay romances in one bundle. Or I've got, oh, that's our little timer. Or I've got just, you know, all kinds of different bundles that I do, like a banned romance bundle or a forbidden romance bundle or whatever. And people buy that forbidden romance bundle the most. Like,
Yeah.
you know, they see forbidden, they're like, "Ooh, I want that," you know, and it's 4 books, and you know, they just go get it. And that's just another product to sell. So
Mm-hmm.
you've got, you know, the wild, okay, that's a product. You've got the free, that's a product. You've got hailed, you've got like dragonflies, but then you also have this product, which is all 4 of these together. And then you've got the wild and the free together. That's a little bundle. That's another
Yep.
product. So you've got like all these different variations
Options. Yeah.
to sell, and people respond differently to different variations. So
Yeah. Yeah. I sell the most, the number one thing that I sell is my biker bundle, which
mhm,
is 5 books. Whereas if they were separate, I don't know how many people would go through and buy all 5.
mhm, mhm.
So it
Yeah.
just makes sense to do those bundles, and they just work so well. And
Well, people love bundles, and plus they like the idea of having it all in one spot. And it's just
mm-hmm.
like, okay, I don't have to search around for all the books, and
Right.
this, I can see that this is all of them, and they go together. This is a set. That's what I want. I want the set. I want the complete set. And so yeah, I've got some that, you know, so that surprises me. Like my Taboo Treats has got like 13 or 14 books, and it's, you know, it's a couple $100 for this, and people buy the whole bundle, and I'm always like, ooh, you know,
Yeah.
like until I have to sign them, and then I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Exactly. That's so funny. Well, I think we're cutting it a little short today. Um, and we're gone for a while.
I know. But we'll be back on
It
schedule
was all
soon.
my
We
fault.
just
Yeah, we will be back on schedule
our
now. I
schedules,
think now that like kids are going back to school, I'm
right?
not going to be jetting off to wherever all the
All of your
time.
vacations, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Listen,
good.
I set out to make the most of my summer, and damn it, I did it.
I know. I'm proud of
So
you. You did a good job.
I was really proud of myself. I managed to stay mostly away from work. I took
Yes,
a break from writing,
yes,
and it was so needed. And now that I'm back, I feel like I can conquer the world. I
you
just
got
needed
this.
that little break.
You totally did.
So we have like 6 minutes.
Okay.
What are you reading?
Okay. So,
You just
as
went
I
on a
kind of
Misty Walker spree, is what you
I
just
did.
did.
So I brought these over here so that everybody could see them. But your series has these 5 books, which is Birdie's Biker, Bex or Truly's Biker. I got them backwards. Bexley's Biker, Riley's Biker, and Petra's Bikers. And I'd read the first 3 like a long time ago, and then I got behind because I was reading all this nonfiction stuff. And then my friend Erin was like, "Oh, Misty this, Misty this, Misty this," and I was like, "Misty's my best friend. You can't talk about her books, and I don't even know what you're talking about." So I made it my mission to get on there and read your books so that I could go get back into #1 BFF status. So, but of course, also they're really good. So Riley's Biker, I absolutely loved this book, and it was just cute. It was just like you call that like a single mom romance or a bit secret baby
Secret
romance.
baby.
Or, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was really
Secret
cute,
baby, a
really
little
hot.
stalkery.
Yes, I love the stalker aspect. It was so good. And then the one that I just read last week was Petra's Bikers, and I loved this one. It was MF, and it was filthy and dark, and I just love seeing all the other bikers, and like, you know, seeing like Loki and just all of them. And
Yeah.
I love the suspense. Like that's my favorite. That's what I was telling you. My favorite part of your biker books is, yes, they're super hot, but I love the story. Like it's always something dark, and it's just like very suspenseful and layered, and just like, I don't know, you're like, what's happening, you know? And so I gobbled these books up, and now I'm in the middle of reading Crow's Scorn. I don't have the paperback, just saying, but when someone sends it to me, I'm gonna add it to my shelf. But it's good so far. I'm about like 4 or 5 chapters in. I haven't gotten too far in it, but so far it's really good. Like I'm loving it. And then after I finish that, you're gonna have to hurry and give me another book because I'll be caught up and I will be the super
Yeah.
BFF.
Yeah, you will.
Oh, and then one other book that I'm reading really quick. I know we're running out of time, but it's called Chill and Prosper by Denise Duffield Thomas. And I'm actually listening to the audiobook, and it used to be called Chillpreneur, but she added a bunch of case studies and all this stuff. And this is the new one that came out. And so I'm listening to the new one and the new information. And it's so helpful for anybody that's trying to be like a relaxed entrepreneur, which that's basically how we are. And she basically talks about how, like, you know, you can be successful and not be like killing yourself to do it. So anyway, that's all. Now your time. I had to talk fast.
So did we talk about Morning Glory Milking Farm on last time? I know. That's my entire personality, that book. I'm telling you. Like, look, I have one sticker on my thing, and it's the Morning Glory Milking Farm sticker. I'm obsessed. So I read Sweet Berries, which is the second book, and now I'm reading The Teacher of Nothing. And I'm like maybe 25% into it. And it is so good. And I realized it's just been so long since I've read a book from you. Mm-hmm. And then I opened it up and I started reading, and I'm like, it's like my happy place.
Yay.
I felt all warm and fuzzy, like, yes, this is what I've been missing in my life. Yay. Like flipping pages, rapid fire. Aww. So good. I can't wait for this book to come out because your readers are going to freak the F out. They're going to be so excited. So I'm eyeball reading that one. Mm-hmm. And then I can't even go through all my audiobooks because it will take a year, because I've been so like traveling and stuff and doing nothing but listening to audiobooks. I went through like Vi Keeland, and I did some re-listens, and I listened to Tessa Bailey. I listened to Ava Harrison, Sarah Kate. You've heard about her? Yeah. Salacious. Mm-hmm. So good.
I love those covers.
Oh, good. So I'm in the middle of Give Me More. I'm in the middle of God of Malice by Rena Kent. Mm-hmm. But I took a break from both of those to, Stasia Black. Is it Stasia Black? Mm-hmm. She writes all of those like short little dirty, just like smut. Like it's just filled. But sometimes I need like a break with that. Right. So I took a little break to plow through a couple of her audios, and we'll see what I listen to next.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We've been busy.
We have been busy, really busy. So we will be back in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Back on schedule. Get ready to hear from us on
more
time.
Regularly.
And see you in 2 weeks. Thanks for listening, guys. Remember to subscribe, comment. Like, do all of the things.
Right.
Feed our ego, because we sometimes feel like we're doing this for us.
Right. We kind of are.
We kind of are, actually. Yeah. Even if no one listened to, we'd probably still be here.
This is true.
All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye.